I mean, it's harder. It's a much harder way because it means now that if you have that approach, you have to be very unforgiving with yourself, and you can't just go out and learn. You know, it's not just. I mean, training is training. It's not just okay. We're just going to jump around off these walls for a bit, have some sandwiches, jump around for a bit more. And still, there are guys in London that train like this, and they'll say, how long do you train? They'll say 8 or 9 hours a day. They walk 8 or 9 hours a day, man. If you can train 8 or 9 hours a day, you're a superhuman. Right? There's no one that can train 8 or 9 hours a day. Olympic athletes do not do that.
I think the reason why they say I've been training 8 or 9 hours a day is because they see the videos of everything cut together and just the moves, and that's all they see. So they don't know what goes in between. Yeah. And I think the good thing about what Julie's doing, especially, you can see the work that goes behind it. But even then, people are saying, "Well, I don't do the push-up that way. I do the push-up this way." You know, people are going to do with it what they will.
It doesn't matter so much how you know, specific push-up drills, specific drills like that. I mean, there are certain drills that are optimal to make you strong for parkour movement. We know this because we do a lot. But it doesn't matter so much the details of the drills. What matters is your approach to the training. You know, and the approach to training. If you can train more than 3 or 4 hours in a day, seriously, then you are pretty impressive physically. You know, and you don't need to. Olympic athletes don't do that much, and they're the best at what they do, obviously. And because they realise that training has to be very efficient use of your time. You should be like doing 2 or 3 hours a day max. Do it properly, and that will kill you, man. That will finish you. If you come and train in London one day, outdoor classes or whatever, you know, you will not be doing more than 2 hours training. You'll be going, you'll be stopping after an hour and a half. You won't be able to do the rest. You know, and that's why our outdoor classes are about an hour and a half, 2 hours max. Because if you do longer than that, there'll be injuries and there'll be stretch at home or whatever. There'll be, you know.
Well, what I meant though is that the videos show the drills. You know what I mean? Because when we have conditioning sessions here, what it turns into a lot of the time, and I think everyone would agree, is, you know, we'll do squats for a little while, and then people just start backflipping off the table, and it gets diluted, and people get distracted. And I understand. I mean, I'm 20 and I feel old, but there are these like 15-year-old guys that are just going this way and that way, and I understand everything that you said. I'm just like, oh well, you know, I hate to say in 3 years maybe they won't be able to move. Is that my problem? I feel like I need to just say, if I just say something, then my conscience is clear. But at the same time, I'm standing around going, when are we going to condition? And then when I heard you guys are coming, I was really excited and then just overwhelmed with fear because I didn't know what it was going to be. I've never conditioned before, and I'm just like, what have I been doing? I don't know what I've been doing.
I mean, I'd say you're not responsible for anyone. You know, if they want to do that, they do that. That's fine.
It's the mother thing, I think. It's like the female. I don't know. That's what I'm blaming it on.
Just concentrate on yourself. You know, working your way, training your way, and if they want to do that stuff, that's fine. But you know, sooner or later, the ones that are serious will see the serious guys. Like if you're training seriously, they'll come over and say, "Can we train with you?" Because you know, pretty soon, if you train that way, eventually you will be doing stuff that they will not be able to do. So you know, that's why we get a lot of people training with us in London, because they come to class, they go, "Fuck, we can't do that."
This is in the video on YouTube. When are we going to start jumping over and doing?
To me, something that like worries me is that the kids doing the backflips. You know, if they get hurt, then you know they're on the news, and they're the ones who are like being the image parkour in the media. So I guess that's what scares me the most, and like why I always feel obligated to stop doing that. Yeah, so you're gonna hurt the thing that I love.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta represent the right way and make sure that people ask. You say, well, actually, the proper training in parkour is very different. It's very methodical. It's very structured. It's very, you know, you start small and you build big. You never just go and do this crazy stuff. It's not anarchic. It's a real method, you know. It's a real discipline.
Simplicity is like key, right? In movement.
Yeah, to begin with. Certainly to begin with. I mean, it needs to become very complicated eventually because you're going to be doing very tricky stuff. But to begin with, you start simple and just get the basics. You know, touch, strength, and good spirit. You know, those are kind of the 3 pillars of parkour, really. Touch, just having good precision, having good balance, being soft, having good creative vision. Strong physically means you can take the landings. You're strong enough to train. You're fit enough to train. And then spirit means you've got the right attitude to training. You know, and you're there for the right reasons, and you're just trying to improve. As long as you've got those 3 things, you just work on them. Start small, build up. You will eventually be doing you know, good stuff, incredible stuff. So, but it takes time. You've got to think. You know, you can't just go straight into this. It does take time to get to that level. Those guys, you know, they've done you know, all the guys you see doing media stuff or whatever. It's not having just gone out of the room to just start doing it. You know, they train very hard to get to their ability where they can do jumps from building to building with no fear, because they know every time they're going to land it. You know, you can't land that 9 times out of 10 that jump. If you land it once wrongly, you're dead. So you have to be 100% secure with the skills, and that's just training. There's no secrets, you know. It's just hard training.
I'm happy you guys came, because now I know. Because I'm coming to London in August,
cool.
And if I just came the way I am, it would have been bad. But now I know. So when I see you next, I'll be carved out of stone.
You start at your own pace, you know. You start at your own pace, and you don't have to go to every class every day. You know, you can kind of mix it up, and there's indoor and outdoor classes, a female-only class outdoors, and so you can kind of mix it up, and until you get